Penn State has landed Texas State center Brock Riker out of the transfer portal. Welcome into the Tengwall Film Network and another episode of Portal Profiles. So naturally, you might say a center from Texas State. Is this guy really Penn State quality? Well, this past year, per The Athletic, he was a second-team freshman All-American. Now, he's a little bit smaller, 290 pounds, but generally at center, that is okay. We're going to dive into his tape and kind of show you where he's really good, which I think is kind of pass pro, and then struggles a little bit at times in the run game. He's very likely to battle out that center one position with Dom Ruley heading into fall camp. So this is going to be a fun one to follow. If you guys are enjoying all this portal content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's always going to be free. You know it is no paywall, just Tengwall. Let's roll the tape. All right, we're going to start out with the best part of Riker's game, and that is pass pro. And he is a technician. He is always in a great base, and he's always helping out. So watch him right here. He is going to be basically man-on-man with the linebacker because you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. So I want you to watch him. He's going to take this initial set. He's going to look at the linebacker. He's not coming. Okay, I'm checking this A-gap. Is there anything quick coming? No, there's not. And then ready? Boom. Do you see how quick his head moves there? Back, forth, so checks his left A-gap now. Is there anything coming in my left A-gap? No, nothing coming. All right, bet. And listen, that was just like what your parents tell you when you're little. You got to check both sides of the street. Look both ways before you cross the street. He checks both ways, 1, 2, and now, boom, I'm going to attack me some ribs, get a little shot in there. Great, great job. This is the type of stuff you want out of your center. Always has a great base. Boom, 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 and we're going to hit that thing over. All right, next play. More of the same. Here we go. Now, he's getting in a slide. This is a slide to the left. So his eyes are in his left A-gap. But I want you to see this. We call this a drag hand. He's carrying this drag hand because his eyes are over here in case this stunts in here. But just in case this defensive tackle loops, he can feel it with his hand. So carries drag hand, nothing is coming. All right, boom, it's time to go get, pow, go light him up. Great job. This is just technician work from center. As soon as I turn on the tape, I said, oh, okay, Riker, like, he's a dude. He's a little undersized, but he understands how to play center, and that's what gets me kind of giddy about this, of he is always going to help his guys out, and really that's the number one trait you want in a center because he's the leader of this offensive line. Now, here we go. These guys are getting set really late, and now you're going to get a stunt right here. And I want you to just see, this is really nice. He has him man-on-man, and as soon as he sees this guy starting to go this way, his eyes snap over here because he's like, hey, what is coming? Eyes snap, and then just kind of muddies this all up and does a great job heming this thing up. And then watch him just get two hands in, side, right? So we're in a really good position here. Has a perfect base, wide base, and watch him just ride this thing, just still in there, no matter what, gets moved a little bit. And guess what? We're back in a perfect base, hands inside, sunken hips. This is great, and this is the reason why his quarterback is able to take off for some nice yards because of his blocking right here. Beautiful job. And then here we go. Once again, we're in pass pro. We're sliding. And this is what I mean. It's subtle things when I was watching his tape of me just saying, oh, okay, like he truly understands what this position at center entails. So he's in this kick slide, and boom, he gets into this defensive tackle. But now you see his eyes snap over. He says, oh, okay, there's a defensive tackle looping over top. I'm going to make sure that my offensive lineman secures him. He sees that, this is kind of picked up and then says, okay, now I'm back into the slide, and then checks again. Like, listen, you want this guy watching. If you need a babysitter, call Riker because he's going to check both ways. He's going to protect everybody. He's going to make sure that everybody is right. Now, the quarterback just kind of turns and just runs into a sack. But, I mean, this is still just great quality stuff out of Riker here. All right, and now one more time. Really nice job in the slide, picking this thing up. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, he is going to finish plays. So here we go, doing the same exact thing. And look at it once again. He's in the slide to the left. Guess what he has? He has that nice hand out there, that drag hand to feel if this happens. It doesn't happen. And look at that. Like, every single time, he checks his left gap first. Nothing's coming. I snap back with the drag hand to make sure this doesn't come. Okay, boom, eyes are now back outside just in time to pick up this TE. TE means the tackle's going first, and then the end is looping around, and guess who's there? Riker, boom, sinks down in there. I like that. Get up underneath that thing, helmet up underneath this defensive end's chin, and you're just going to ride this thing. And this is what I mean. Always in a great base. This dude is a pure technician. All right, now let's talk about Riker in run game. And once again, he doesn't have as much power as you'd like, but he is just going to always be in great position. So what I want you to see here is you're going to get this defensive line that slants. And what I love is here, he's always really patient, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. Sometimes that can hurt him, but he's really patient, allowing this to slant, and this is what we call collecting the stunt. He's going to basically take him where he wants to go. Okay, you're going to try to cross my face? Cool. I'm going to keep a great base. I'm going to wait for you to get on the other side of my helmet, and then boom, we're just going to drive you and wall you off there, and look at the lane that you get for the running back. And so that is a great job of understanding how to collect movement and have the patience to boom and just drive that thing out of there. All right, next play. Here we go. Right at center. I don't even got to circle him. You know who's got the ball. And it's the same exact thing. It's the patience on that first trigger step that he has. So watch this right here. It's this first little trigger step, and he's not out of control, and then waits. And once again, here we go. This is important at center. You're going to see a ton of movement instead of just trying to get it right now. And next thing you know, you get beat on this side, and you get some penetration. Wait, and then boom. You see that hand on the back pad right there? And I'm just going to take you where you want to go. This is how a lot of people teach to collect movement. When they're slanting, collect that thing, take him where he wants to go. Ends up actually being an RPO here, but great job. All right, now getting physical right here, getting underneath these shoulder pads and moving this guy out of the way. Now, I don't know exactly if something goes wrong here, because I think it should be this and it should be this. But he gets into this defensive tackle here over on the left side. And now what's interesting, does a really good job getting low, dipping up under this, and just kind of what we call just banging it over. But he always has his eyes elsewhere, and in a good way, not in a bad way, has his eyes elsewhere, and he sees, oh crap, like we just left a defensive tackle here. I don't know what this guard is doing, but guess what? Riker's going to clean it up because he always has your back. We're going to call him the babysitter because he's always going to protect everybody around, man. This guy's film gets me hype. Like I said, he might not be a big guy. He's not always going to pancake people, but he's going to make sure that everybody is right, and that's the job of a true center. Next play. Look at it. He's going to get into it, though. He can drive people out. Like, we're going against, Arizona State. These aren't schlubs here. So we're going to get into this. Boom. It's aggressive. It's really good angles. He's getting up into this thing. Drive. And then just look at the foot fire here. And we're just going to finish this thing off. Create a really nice lane for my running back to get through. Great rep here from Riker. All right. Now, here we go. Once again, back. Bank. I love this, man. I love this. I love how he plays with the base, and like I said, his patience allows him to do this. So it's a trigger step, 1-2. I see that this guy hasn't spiked really either which way, so I'm just going to, bang, sink into that and just bounce this thing over, and then look at the angle that he climbs up on. He doesn't go attack this linebacker and kind of get beat over top. He like sinks, and then boom, go gets him. Really nice job here. I mean, this is just textbook stuff. This is what you want out of your center. I'm going to keep saying it, but when I turn on the tape, I see why he was a second-team All-American. Now, look, this is what I like. He sinks down underneath. His hands are always inside. Look at the legs. Look at the posture getting up into this thing, and then just jacks him off to the side and just seals this thing off for his his lineman to kind of run through this thing. Now, because this kind of gets pressed back in, number 4, it's hard for him to press this vertical, but this is exactly what you want here. You know that you have a pulling guard coming around. We'll seal it off, give him a really nice lane. Perfect rep here. All right, now let's talk about the downside to Riker's game. I talked about the patience of how he waits and lets things collect. Sometimes it hurts him. So right here, he's on a combo block right here with his left guard, and he knows I am going up to number 8. Now, here's the problem. He just waits way too long. You see how long he's just waiting to get off of this? Waits, and then finally tries to go get him, and 8 now just kind of beats him over top and makes this tackle on the running back. It needs to be quicker. It needs to be trigger step right there. That's a great job. Now you need, and I've seen it on his tape, now you need to, boom, bang into this right there and be a little bit more aggressive, and now like basically ricochet off and go attack this linebacker. But now he just waits, and like I said, that's how the linebacker beats him over top. So sometimes his patience does get him. Right here, very similar thing where the running back doesn't have a big hole to get through. So let's do this one more time. Nice trigger step, always great with the gallop technique, gets low. I love how he bangs these things over, and once again, ricochet off and basically just go up and get him. But he just gets on this and waits and waits. If he were to just go get up on 44, that would create a really nice triangle here where the running back could go either way, but he waits so long that this actually kind of just gets muddied up. Now, I'd like the running back to just hit this. I mean, just go. But this was the problem. He doesn't make it clear enough for the running back right away. So it's good in some times, but in other times, this is something that Clanton's going to have to work on him with. Sometimes we need to just be aggressive and go attack the linebacker. All right, and then last play right here, similar thing where this slants away. He knows, okay, he should just sprint. He should just sprint right up at this linebacker and go get him. But he waits too long. Gets a somewhat of a nice little pancake here. But when this goes away, like this is his downside. Sometimes he wants to help too much. Don't be looking back at 18 to help him here. Just go to 30. This is your guy. Go attack him. But now because he waits so long, now he's even with 30, and 30's a better athlete, so he's going to get over top and kind of get involved. Good job pancaking him off here. Overall, I am so excited about this guy and his tape. Let me tell you what, he is going to be a baller. Little things to work on, but Ryan Clanton got himself one.